If we talk about the drain of a top-load washing machine, I currently have two washing machines with me, and both have different types of drain systems installed. Now, I will explain to you how to check them. When we talk about checking the drain system of a washing machine, the first thing we need is to have proper knowledge of that drain system. I will explain everything to you so you can identify the system and then work on it accordingly. Now, let's take Dolan's washing machines as an example. They have a drain system that uses a drain valve. This system operates through a valve, and when the valve opens, it has a pipe attached to it that drains out the water. On the other hand, in Samsung washing machines, instead of a drain valve, a drain pump is installed. Here, it's important to understand that there is a significant difference between the two systems, even though their purpose is the same. I will now explain the differences between these systems, how to check them, and how to work on them. Now, I will teach you how to identify the type of drain system in your washing machine if you're not already aware of it. For example, I have a Sharp top-load washing machine, and in it, the drain pipe is positioned upwards. Similarly, in the Samsung washing machine, the pipe is also placed upwards. However, there is a difference between the two, and here's how you can figure it out. When you buy the machine, there are instructions provided that explain how the pipe works. For instance, if the instructions say that while washing clothes, you need to lower the pipe, it means the machine uses a drain valve system. So without even opening the machine, you can identify that it has a drain valve system. Additionally, if you carefully observe the machine from all sides, you won't find any other holes for drainage if it has a valve system. Now, let's talk about the Samsung washing machine, which uses a drain pump. A drain pump does not have a valve. Its opening is directly connected from the inside, meaning that when water enters the drum, it is drained out directly. As a result, the drum can never hold water. To manage this, a pipe is installed, which is positioned upwards and is permanently secured with screws. This setup ensures that the water doesn't drain immediately unless the pump is activated. From this, you can understand that the machine is equipped with a drain pump system, and it drains water using the pump. Another indication of a drain pump system is that these machines often have a dedicated mechanism for cleaning the pump, making maintenance easier. Now I will show you how the valve system is installed in the machine and how it functions. This system includes a pipe through which water is drained, and in addition, there is another pipe below it, which serves as the overflow pipe. Here is the valve, and this valve operates through a mechanism inside the machine. A motor is attached to this mechanism, which controls the opening and closing of the valve. I will also open it up and show you how it works step by step. Now I will explain how this motor functions. Look, I'm supplying direct electricity to it, and you can see how it operates. It performs a double function. First, it activates the motor mechanism, and second, it opens the valve. This allows the water to drain out. Now, when I turn off the electricity, you can see that the motor stops functioning and the valve closes as well. Now, look, I have removed the valve, but its body is fixed to the machine. It is attached using glue, which makes it non-removable. When the rubber inside it accumulates too much scale, dirt, or gets damaged, like tearing, the water either stops draining completely or starts leaking continuously. In such cases, the rubber needs to be replaced to resolve the issue. Now, as you can see, I have removed the motor from the machine. You can also notice a wire attached to it, which plays a very important role. The entire functionality of the valve depends on this wire, which is installed inside the mechanism. Let me show you how this wire fits into the mechanism. First, insert the wire into the mechanism like this, and notice the space in the frame designed specifically for it. Place the wire into this space, then gently push it down until it sits properly. After that, slightly rotate it, and you'll see a groove on the tip of the frame. Twist the wire and fit it into this groove, and now the wire is securely fixed. The mechanism is now ready. If this wire is not installed in the correct position, the plastic part may break, and in that case, you would need to replace the entire valve with a new one. Now I'll show you what's inside this motor. There are 4 screws here, so let's unscrew them. Once the screws are removed, you can see the internal wire and motor. Now let's observe how it works. I'll supply electricity to it, and you can see the mechanism in action. The wire moves forward but stops at a certain point. It doesn't go any further. Now let's understand how it returns to its original position. When we turn off the electricity and I apply slight pressure on the wire, it smoothly returns to its original position. This happens because of the valve mechanism. The valve performs 2 functions. 1, it pulls the wire back to its original position. 2, it pushes the the rubber into place. Let me explain how it works. Inside the valve, there is a spring, and when the system closes, the rubber presses against the body, sealing the hole completely. This mechanism ensures that the motor returns to its default position, completing the cycle. Now, we'll disassemble the motor further and examine the additional components inside. But before that, let me highlight some important points you need to keep in mind. If you open the motor carelessly and don't pay attention to these details, you won't be able to reassemble it properly. Notice that there's a line mark on the top and another mark at the bottom. These marks must be aligned correctly during reassembly. Now let's open it carefully. You'll see that the motor is designed very intelligently. Upon removing it, you'll notice a pulley-like structure, and the wire inside is also replaceable. If the wire breaks, it can be replaced without any major issue. You'll also observe a protruding area, which acts as a lock. Let me explain its function. When the motor operates, the wire moves and gets caught in this lock, stopping the mechanism from functioning further. Inside the motor, there is a switch that stops the motor when this lock engages, ensuring the system doesn't overrun or malfunction. This locking mechanism and switch work together to protect the motor and ensure safe operation. Now, let's talk about how to detach the drain pump from the machine. It's quite a simple process. First, you will find a pipe at the top, which is the overflow pipe, and another pipe for the main drain. I've already separated both pipes. Next, we turn the machine around. You'll notice there are screws securing the pump in place. I've removed those screws, but the pump still won't come out because there are two screws at the bottom as well. After removing those, the pump will come free. So, as you can see, I've removed the pump. Now I'll describe its parts, and for the remaining details inside, I have created a separate video. Here, we have the overflow pipe and the main drain pipe, and this is the outlet hole. Now using a plier, we turn it anti-clockwise to open it. Inside, you can see the fan blade. Now let's go ahead and open the pump body as well. This will give us a closer look at the internal components. Now, I'll show you how to separate the pump from the body. As you can see, there are 3 screws holding them together. Once we remove these screws, the pump and the body will separate easily. I've removed the screws, and now you can see that both parts are separated. Here is the pump, and inside it, you can see a stepper motor. This is connected via wire connections, which help the motor function properly. Now, I'll explain some potential faults and their solutions related to this pump. There's a rubber seal on the pump. If this seal becomes worn out or damaged, water will start leaking from the pump. So, it's important to check the seal regularly. If the body of the pump gets damaged or cracked, water will also leak from here. This is another potential fault. The pump typically operates in a clockwise direction, which sends water out. However, if the pump spins anti-clockwise, it will send the water back inside, causing problems. So, make sure the pump is rotating correctly. Sometimes, dirt or debris can get stuck inside the pump, preventing it from working. This can cause the pump to stop functioning properly. In such cases, the cover of the pump is opened and cleaning is performed. This is how the pump works, and by keeping these common issues in mind, you can ensure it functions properly. Click on the left or right thumbnail to watch our next videos, and subscribe. Thank you.